Hey Nick, hey Ann, how are ya?
Hey, doing all right, Rachel?
So good to meet you guys. I'm Rachel. I'm the onboarding and support specialist here at Followup. So I'm going to walk you guys through your process of getting onboarded. We have a really specific kind of system series of meetings that we do to get you guys launched well. We're very hands-on throughout that process. But before I jump into any of my stuff, I'd love to just hear more about you guys, what each of your roles are at the company, and then what a little bit more about what you guys do, and what you're looking forward to with implementing Follow-Up.
Yeah, so I am president, and I'm just help with implementing some things like this, help support the rest of the team. So we have a vice president of pre-construction who will be running follow-up mainly, but he's in the throes of getting caught up with estimates, and he asked, "Hey, if we want to move forward with this, which we think it's a good idea, I can't be the lead on it right away." So
Yeah.
so I'm kind of filling in there. And then Anne is our director of administration. She basically works in every aspect of the company, in the
Okay.
office, and helps keep us straight. And we're running her
Very
ragged
important.
right. Yeah, we're running her ragged right now with about three different new software implementations, and we're doing a lot more hard bid work this year. So bonding and getting
Okay.
all the pre-qualifications, everything else done. So
So what do you guys, you talked about implementing multiple softwares. Are you guys changing over accounting softwares? Tell me a little about what is happening in a grand scheme right now.
So we decided to just throw it all out the window and start over again this year, essentially. And so that's what kind of led us to follow up. And the main reason there was just the integrations with foundations, the integrations with company cam, and the open API that we're hoping we can work through with ProEst to get that working so that follow up can be our master of data essentially for on the customer side, and we can track, all our new leads, all our projects, our bids coming in, our customers. If we have to follow up next year, we have tags in company cam follow up in 2023. It works better for a CRM than some of our other things. So
Right,
so
right.
we're making it work, and we're using Outlook calendar for pretty much everything. And
Yeah.
anyhow, so we're looking for one system that we can enter the information and it goes out where it needs to. And
Goes
then
everywhere.
also, yep.
So this is just going to walk through what our onboarding process is. So today we'll start out with the kickoff call. We'll kick you off today. We're actually going to get you into the system today. So you'll leave with your login so that you can start going to town exploring things. We're not getting your team in yet. We'll get there, but at least for today, we'll do some initial setup and get you at least in the system by the time you leave today. So I focus on that the most of how do we like transition to habit and make sure that your people are really catching on to this and using it, on a daily basis. Then we get to reporting, analytics, insights, all those fancy things. But obviously, we got to build it up to that, because your reporting is irrelevant unless you have really good, company adoption. So if you guys, just as champions, would be open on any challenges you're having, even in between meetings. Like, you don't have to hold your list of questions in between meetings. Like, I'm available, like chat, phone call, email. I really make myself available to teams that are in the middle of onboarding. So anything you need along the way, please keep me posted. So question, as far as the climate vibe of your team, are people stoked, kicking and screaming all across the board? Like, what are people's excitement level with implementing this and something new?
No, I would say on the accepting side. So, in changing things up, it's definitely become a pain point on the different areas where data is, and it's definitely not how it used to be a little bit more simple, but we weren't getting a lot of the detail that we needed. And so I'm hoping that this helps bring back some of that simplicity and you know, that one that one single system of data, that we can
Yeah.
operate out of and know, hey, that's the truth. That's what happens with the customer. And then, yeah.
Integrations wise, we talked about these. So Outlook and Company Cam will do right away. The rest of them will wait and do after we get this initial stage of implementation done. So, and we've onboarded, hundreds of companies. So we'll get you going strong. I'm going to jump in and impersonate you. And we'll do some initial system setup here, customizing it to your business. We have a lot of industry standards that are already in here, but we always need to do a little bit of tweaking. So this is your dashboard. Whenever you log in, each user will have their own name up here in the right-hand corner. So Followup is project-based, as you might have, gathered from your demo conversation. So you can either, your 3 points of entry are a new project, a new company, or new contact. Companies and contacts is basically your address book, right? So those connect into your project. They all kind of intertwine, but those are your 3 separate points of entry. So for a new project, every project bid lead has 1 page per project. And everything about that is on 1 page. So statuses, activities, contact information, companies, GCs, project notes, emails, everything, dollar amount, space bid, contract amount, all that's on 1 page. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to customize this project data section to your business. So you'll see we have these different drop downs like products and services and client profiles and contract types. And these are all industry standard right now, but we're going to just go through them one by one quickly and make sure that they look right or they're correct for what your business is. So I'm right here in company settings. Everything that I do, like I'm impersonating you. And so everything that I do today, you will also be able to do. So we'll go to project data and we'll start here. So I'm going to start with offices. Now, do you guys just have that one office out there?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So now we'll go to contract type. And this would be, do you guys do commercial, residential, and service, or what do you do primarily?
We'll do residential work, we'll do commercial work, and then we do state, local authority,
Okay.
or local government.
Okay. So we'll put these in here then. So state and local the same one, or that's 2 separate?
Separate.
There's 2 separate.
Okay. State, and then you said local authority.
And we also have
And then
federal.
Municipal, right?
Yeah, municipal and federal.
Okay.
I think for any reporting's sake, we could probably combine those into something. Either just like local government or something.
Yeah, maybe
That
we want to
makes
just
sense.
local government, and that would take the place of both of those.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I would do all those the same, like county or township or anything like that.
Okay. So, and just so you guys know, everything I'm doing today, so if you're like, oh, we forgot X, it's like click the plus sign, put the 3 descriptors in, and you're good to go. So it's super easy. And then edit is a pencil, trash can is delete. So real simple. So then we'll go to products and services. So you said it was paving and what was the other one?
Excavation.
Excavation.
Now, what we just named, the commercial, residential, all that kind of stuff, what would you guys refer that to? It's under contract type in here, but I can change that label. Do you want that to be labeled something else? Like, what would you call that? Or what is it currently in ProS?
In ProS right now, it's just estimate type, but I guess in general, we would consider that work type. Is that accurate,
Work
Nick?
type or project type would probably be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then your right here. So we filled in products and services for excavation and paving. Do you call that contract type?
I would say maybe work type for this one. We did project type for like who we were working for. And this is kind of more specific to work type, what we're actually doing. Is it paving or excavating?
We got project
So you can
data.
just drag and drop these into whatever order.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm under
Nice.
edit field labels. You can change the title of them and you can drag and drop them. So if you want work type under project type or vice versa.
And these are the
that
things
way.
that show up in the
Project data section.
project data
project
section. Okay. Okay,
Yep.
so those are all customizable and you can, I'm assuming you can add and delete and,
We'll go to client profile now. This is the types of locations where you do work. Does this look like an accurate list? What do we need to add or take away? Looks good.
yeah.
You can always come add to it if you need to. So let's look at your lead source. So this would be where your leads are coming from. Do you guys do science truck trade shows?
Not
We don't
currently.
do trade shows,
No trade shows?
no trade shows. Yeah, we do website, signs, trucks. We do word of mouth, actually.
Other people have used it too.
We do
what's other ones
Google
that we
for
do?
any Google leads.
So it's auto-filling based off of what has been used before?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it
What
saves
else
it
do
on
we
my
use in
computer.
there?
We
Okay,
got
gotcha.
social media. And employee referral.
Do you want to just say referral or employee referral?
I'm fine with just referral, but I don't know, Ann, what's your thoughts on that?
And let's do referral since it's got the cutoff there anyway.
It shows on the full description too.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
If we could add also postcards,
I
we're
guess
gonna be,
referral is word of mouth, is it not?
what's that?
It's up to you if you track
Referral
those
is word
separately.
of mouth.
It is, and I think we had the employee referral in there because we were trying, I think we might have been tracking that for specifically just for Mark on the crushing. So we
Okay,
could
so that's not,
probably eliminate employee referral and just keep word
well,
of
would we
mouth.
want to keep referral and get rid of word of mouth? Since as referral is word of mouth.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's just change word of mouth to referral.
Yeah.
I think
Kind
that's
of makes
perfect.
sense.
Yeah.
It encapsulates a little bit more than just word of mouth.
And you can
So,
reorder these. Some people
sweet.
like to make them alphabetized and fancy and stuff. So you can play around with that. Company type. So this is the types of companies that are in your address book that either you're bidding to, you're working with, have attached to a project, any of your company titles. Do these look right? Are we missing anything?
This would be, yeah, I guess companies that we work with, either a subcontractor, a vendor.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd have
so
like a
that
tag on
makes-
each profile and you're able to search like how many owners do we have, how many GCs, who are they, that kind of thing. And then contact type, this would be the titles for the contacts within your system. The same thing, but on the contact side instead of a company.
Yeah, I think those are pretty solid right there too.
Looks good.
Yep.
And we've got your sales statuses. So this is what
boy.
identifies the project as you move it through the pipeline. So you've got a new lead that moves into, bidding or estimating, and then it's warm, hot, verbal. So this is industry kind of standard what we see, but I also want to make sure there's lots of different variations of this. I want to make sure that it's something that your team is going to recognize. So do you guys currently have any statuses that you use in ProX that you basically call the different phases moving a project through the process?
We start with lead, which new lead would be fine.
Do you want just lead?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. All right. And then what's after that?
So we got a couple different ones in here. We have quoted / pending. Like for any job where we've delivered the quote, we're just waiting to hear back from the customer.
Okay. All right.
So I guess the basics then from new lead, quoted and pending, we would have awarded /1.
Which we probably don't need the ready for foundation thing.
Yeah, with the automation here, I don't think we'll need the ready for foundation or job in foundation any longer.
Well, and there's
Nope.
also internal chat within here too, so we can, I think we can either email it out or let the accounting department know that they need to add it.
Yeah. And we have lost, which would be the same as dead. If we could just change that to lost/dead or dead/lost, whatever. Perfect.
We have no bid. The ones that
Mhm.
we put in, reviewed and then decided not to bid, or the customer said no bid or whatever.
Mhm.
And we have postponed, but I don't know where we would want to put that, or if that makes
Yeah.
sense,
I see
or
that.
if there'd be a better
So
place to put it.
postpone would be you bid it, but they're not making a decision on it anytime soon. It may come up like next
Yeah,
year, the
they
year
just
after.
basically the project got delayed, or yeah. So then yeah, we have a status follow up in 2024, but I feel like there's a better way to do that in here.
Yeah, we got a better way. That's great. So postpone, would you want that part of your pipeline or no? Like part
Probably
of your
not, because
okay.
it's, there's nothing guaranteed on it, or it's not really an active thing.
Yep, sounds good.
It's just,
Perfect. Okay.
yeah.
So you see these active, warm, hot, and verbal statuses. We do want to be simple.
Mhm.
My only question is, and the purpose of those and what we see, just because you guys are asking about kind of what we see across the board, it allows for you to have anything that is quoted to separate them out into different categories to tell yourself your either likelihood of winning or your timeline within which you win them. So some
It
people
allows you
use
to put a
active, warm,
gut
and
feeling to it.
exactly. Or some people use it timeline based where they say, active is, 6 months out. They're making a decision within 6 months. Warm is within 3 months and hot is within 30 days. Like they're making a decision real quick. So those are kind of the two ways, either probability based or timeline based. So do either of those
Okay.
resonate, or we'll just get rid of all of them? Simple is good. So if you just need a one, like, let me show you what it does, is that when something goes into your pipeline, let me pull up.
It gives you probabilities.
It gives you just the ability to look at your pipeline and see what is there, not just one big circle. Let me show you. So they've got a dashboard, have different pipeline statuses where they can say, okay, these are our dollars that are bid in the marketplace. Like as we have it, this would be, everything would be quoted / pending for you, but they're able to say, okay, we have hot, we have, $51 million in hot. We have, $166 million that are warm. So for them, hot means the decision is going to be made in 30 days. So they know, along with their closing ratio, they're going to win 21% of 51 million in the next 30 days, or 24%. So it kind of gives, like, it's not just one big pie of like, these are all the dollars we have out there. It gives you the ability to say, what are those dollars? Are some of them, not going to be one for forever or whatever? So when people are just kind of not used to using a system like that, I either recommend just staying simple and we'll just keep it quoted pending, and then we'll build if we want to. We can add some of those, or you would just have like quoted pending or quoted pending hot. So if something is like needs special attention and you want to make sure that you're like really paying attention to this one, it can be in like a hot category.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a bad idea, because we get it, say, hey, they said they'd get back to us and they have to make a decision within a week. It's like, okay, well, that one's or it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it, but we don't yet. So I don't think it would
Right.
be a bad thing to have some different things there. And what's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think they're good to have. I think we could even start off without them and then kind of add them as we determine, well, what's a hot project, what's a warm project, and then start assigning those values based on that.
Great. That goes into quoted
Yeah.
pending. Perfect. So awesome. So then last thing we'll look at real quick here before I let you guys go is the sales activity. So these are the activities. This is what I was talking about, like a revised proposal, like if that needs to be delivered, or these are basically the steps that you track and you schedule out. So the follow-up in 2024, this is where that goes, where you can schedule the next follow-up on this project. So we do have, because I have a lot of people that ask for like best practice recommendations. So I have a list here. So these are like what we've seen across the board. Everybody has some kind of variation of this where they have a follow-up that's usually always at the top so you can tell when you're following up next. They either have like an initial contact or a client meeting or both, site visit, estimate, proposal delivered, revised proposal, that kind of thing. So what I'll do is I'll email those recommended lists to you guys. If you want to take a look at them, you can take them or leave them. Oh, hi, Ian. You don't have to use them by any means. You can make this look like however you want, but this would be all of the activities that you want to attach a date to that you would be scheduling out for this project. And then each individual estimator or administrator can actually be tracking these on like a to-do list, on an activity list of anything that's outstanding of any project in the system. They have like a giant, to-do list. So I'll let you guys
that day that they have to do it or whatever. So you
Exactly.
can say follow up in September of next year and it'll pop up September of next year.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Does this sync with the Outlook calendar as well?
It does. Yeah.
That's the
So
answer.
it doesn't. Yeah. You're perfect timing because we just released it like 2 weeks ago. So it's brand new. But you can actually select, so it doesn't go automatically because there's so many dates in here that if they went automatically, you guys would hate us. So we let you select, like, I want the follow-up to go to my calendar, or I want the estimate to, or whatever. You can choose. You can turn them all
so
on if you want, or you
one
can
of these.
Yeah,
Can-
you can select which ones you
you-
actually want to go on your calendar. So like each user that's in the system turns it on for their own calendar. So Anne, if you schedule a follow-up for Joey, whoever, on, next Tuesday, and he has his follow-up sync, you can schedule that for him and it will show on his calendar as long as he has his sync turned on for his follow-up.
As a company, we would,
Okay.
if you wanted like an executive view or view of everybody, you would use the calendar on here.
Yeah. So if you want to just be able to like look in and see everything that's going on, you just look at it on here. You don't want it on your own calendar. So there's lots of different ways, and I can go through more training on that too. So let me just show you what we did. We did your sales statuses. We did your lead sources here, estimator. So this is a user field, estimator, account manager, and takeoff person. You can rename these if you want, but these are all user fields. So when you assign somebody a project, you have 3 fields to do it. You can assign 3 people to a project. Work type is in there, project type, client profile, and office. So like I said, we can hide office, or you can reuse that for something else if you want. If you want to use it for a totally different thing that you want to track, we can repurpose that. Then here's where your sales activities go. They show up with a date. So whenever you put in a date, it's scheduled, you check it off when it's done. So then it disappears from the task list on the activity wall whenever that is done. Okay. So if I go, let's make this a test project here. We'll call this a lead. So then down here, we've got your record details where your base bid, contract amount, all that goes. And obviously this goes into all the fancy reports and everything. We've got company information section. So this is where you're able to attach companies from your address book right here into the follow-up page, into the project page. So do you guys ever bid to multiple companies, multiple GCs for one project?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So this is where you would attach all of them. So you would put a full list of all of your different GCs right here in this section. And then you can select who won and who lost. So all of that can happen in this one page.
If you have one project, you can add 5 or 6 GCs to it and basically send them out the same proposal.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And it tracks
and
tracks the project, not under the GCs necessarily, or both probably.
both. It'll track under both. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So, and then comments. So obviously you can leave project comments. You can actually mention other team members in the project comments. So you can like notify them that they need to pay attention to something in there. So, yeah. And then obviously your address book for your company. Okay. So I will send you guys a follow-up email as well, with just some other resources. And if you have any questions in the meantime, let me know. But then otherwise, we'll go through further training on Friday, and then we'll do any other, we can review the sales activities and do any other kind of tweaking that we need to for the system. If you guys have any data that you want me to get in as far as like a CSV file of companies or contacts, feel free to send that to me. I can get us working on that, and then projects as well. So the only thing with projects, like I never recommend you put in more than a year's worth. Like if you want to go back to some historic stuff, I never recommend going back more than a year. Most times I always recommend just starting fresh or putting in what's currently being bid or currently being worked on. So you guys can talk about that. But if you do send me projects,
do you have a CSV that
I
you
do.
like to see it in?
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, I can send it to you. It's not Bible. Like I always tell people, don't spend all sorts of time like reformatting your Excel, because we have a lot of things we can do on our end as far as it automatically formats stuff for us and actually cleans up your data for you as far as like caps and stuff like that. Obviously we can't change the information because we don't know if it's wrong, but projects, I really am fine if you just send me whatever you have, as long as the statuses match the statuses we just set in the system, right? So like if something is a lead, if it's quoted or pending, if it's lost or won, those are the main thing that needs to match in order for me to know where to put it in the system. So I'll send you my kind of guide spreadsheets if they help you, but don't spend a ton of time reformatting something because we can probably take care of it for you.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Well, if you guys have questions in between now and next week, there's a chat function within Followup. So you're always welcome to chat me in there. It's not exactly instant because obviously I am on meetings during the day, but I'll always get back to you within a day or the next. And yeah, we'll talk Friday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rachel.
All
Thank you,
right.
Rachel.
Take care. Nice to meet y'all. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Bye.